What is up, guys? It is Shutter Heist Devlog number 3, and we got a lot to cover. But before we get started, I just want to say real quick that Shutter Heist is on Steam right now, so please head over there and wishlist it. I just wanted to say that front and center. You might see some spoilers for this video there, but please check it out. And we got a lot to cover, so let's get into this. To see where we're going, we need to see where we've been. Now, my last update was on May 7th. I had a couple things that I wanted to do. I wanted to add a menu, add some puzzles or locks for the doors, and add sound effects. So the first thing I decided to tackle was the first thing on the list, the main menu. It started off pretty simply. Create a new scene, get rid of most of the things in there. Everything seemed to be going good until I had this little start menu, but that's when trouble started. So unfortunately, it was just not working. I couldn't even open up the task manager to close Unity. So unfortunately, I had to put my computer down.
Guys, I sent the meme! Guys!
Alright, so starting back up again, Unity has this weird thing with the folders it makes, so although most of it was gone, some of it was still there. And I soon had this nice menu. Oh, hold on a sec. I soon had this nice menu. I can hit quit, I can hit options, although they don't do anything, and I could hit play, and it would take me into the game. So that was that done. I kind of also had the level completion and the end title screen, so I guess next would be the puzzles. I know first I wanted to make a snake-like game, and luckily CodeMonkey, who's just a brilliant programmer, had a tutorial series for this, and soon I had a little snake prototype going that I was able to implement into my game with only slight issues. And everything was going great. I decided to spend the weekend over at my mom's house, so I needed to move to a laptop. But unfortunately, OBS was recording at a weird setting on the laptop, and I couldn't even put those videos into encoder, so all the footage looks pretty choppy. But essentially, if you hit yourself, you die. If you ate all the food, you win. You could press space to exit out of the puzzle on either. Pretty simple. I also added this wire cut puzzle where you would follow the star to figure out where to cut, although I guess I didn't think it was interesting recording. Headed back home, and I was on a roll. Surely this would be over soon. Alright, so it's been a while. My computer is now back where it belongs, at my desk, after the company I worked for offered me a great opportunity.
You're fired.
So suddenly, I had all this free time on my hands, once again, and I started working on the third puzzle, after some slight depression. Once I had that looking good, I created a grid in Unity, made a path, and deleted the rest. Now this puzzle is a simple drag and drop. Drop it anywhere you want, it'd return, you could place it into the slot, and it would stay. At the time, only one piece worked for one slot, so I created a simple detection system. But the hit boxes were still so large that it was detecting other boxes and would not lock on. So after I shrunk them a little bit, we had much better gameplay. And with some simple coding, I was able to add some messages for those as well. Now all three puzzles were looking pretty good. The snake, the pipes, and the wires. So that was Shutter Heist 3. Done and over with pretty quick. But then I thought, Maybe I should make it harder. So we needed an enemy. And in thief-related games, the enemy is always the person just doing their job. So I created a older security guard who just looks like he's been doing it for way too long and is just over it. I was trying to copy the uniform from this picture I found online, but I ended up just getting something that looked like a pilot instead. So I guess the pilot's defending the yard. And he just worked instantly with no issues at all. What the fuck? Yeah, no issues. Okay, so eventually I got him to be able to stay within the bounds. There were some more issues. I fixed that, started implementing some sound effects. Now he chased me properly. He could open the doors. This was just about done. But we have to give the player a chance to win. So by starting the player in an unhidden state and allowing them to go into a hidden state via button press, I thought it would be a perfect way to hide from the guard. I'd like to implement different versions of this for the game that the player can unlock for a little customization, but for now it's just a 50% transparency or so. It's very easy to implement, grabbing the sprite renderer from the player and lowering the opacity, and with a simple bool I was able to make it so you cannot hide while you are being chased. However, once you are out of range and hide, he will not chase you when he gets within range. You can move slowly while doing that, but I don't know if I'll keep that. I added a pause menu, a how to play page, which is painfully slow. And that's the game. Let's check it out. Start it out, we have an instruction menu. Sped that up a bunch. This little sound effect, jumping out of the van. A new level music. You can't click on the front lockers. Now he does have a detection radius on the back at the moment, so if you unhide too soon, he will catch you. As you can see, the pause does pause the game real time. Different dialogues for all the puzzles, including a couple variants. Now there is an issue with the game currently in which any detection from the right side instantly fails you, as we can see here. But that is basically the game as it exists now. So thank you for tuning in for Devlog number 3. I've actually already been able to pass this out to some friends as I've been waiting for Steam to approve the store page. I did the equivalent of typing a long love letter to somebody and not hitting send. So I've been waiting for them to review something that they didn't even have. So in the meantime, I've been able to have some friends review the game, and a couple things have been coming up as feedback. The first being the lack of visual cues, the lack of player feedback on the UI, and the fact that the controls are confusing. I didn't realize this at the time, but as any project that you work on a lot on your own, things that tend to make sense because you're the one who did them. But the fact that Snake can only be controlled with the arrow keys, while the player can only be controlled with WASD, while the pipe puzzles and the wire puzzles have no information on where to click, is a bit confusing and has led some people to not be able to pass the puzzles and not thinking that they even work, as well as that there be no information of multiple pages on the how to play page. I had one friend say that he at first didn't realize that there were multiple pages, and I had another friend who never realized, played the game, found out the hiding ability on his own, and used it to get past the guard, got to the wall at the end, and thought, I guess that's the end of the game, and stopped playing right there, without playing any puzzle or attempting to open any door. So that's definitely something that I'll need to work on in a later version. And that is Shutter Heist Alpha 0.3 Devlog number 3. Again, please check it out on Steam, give it a wish list. I'll be putting a link to this on Patreon for those who want to check it out. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you have any suggestions. And thanks for watching the development of Shutter Heist.